Hello, welcome back friends. Myself Professor Khodde Rishikesh and you are watching BSc Botany Studies classes channel. So here in this video we are going to discuss about the new chapter which is very interesting, which is known as plant growth and plant development. So I have presented the syllabus of FYBSc where these points are given in syllabus, which includes the definition of plant growth, the steps or which are the phases involved in plant growth, and which are the factors are affecting upon the plant growth. So we will be discussing each and every point in a detail. So let's get started. Okay, I have written a point here, that is plant growth. So growth is something which is very common thing you can observe in every organism on this planet. Not only with respect to the plant, but in animal also you will find the growth has been taken place. So what is this growth actually is? Growth is nothing but the irreversible change in an organism, in their cell, in their tissues, in their organs, as well as the overall body of the organism. The photograph is indicating the stages from where the single cell from tissue to organism level has gained the size. Means growth includes, if you define, please listen carefully. If you define the growth which includes the points such as growth is irreversible, growth is permanent change in organism, and for the growth, the organism or the cell should show the increase in size or increase in number of the cell. So if you are talking about increasing the number of cell, which includes the phenomenon of cell division. As a biology student, you know there are two types of cell divisions. One is a mitotic cell division and second one is meiotic cell division, means mitosis and meiosis. For growth development, for increasing size, for increasing number, the mitosis plays very big role. In mitosis, you will find from single cell, two cells are produced. In meiosis, from single cell, 4 different gametes are produced. We call them as gamete, which are haploid. But in mitosis, from diploid cell, 2 diploid cells are produced. So here, for growth development, we are talking the mitosis cell division is very much important. So the question is, if plant contain various different types of tissues, which tissue particularly shows a cell division? So you have to remember this word, that meristematic tissues. Meristematic tissues, which includes meristematic cells, are involved in cell division. Once cell division takes place, then only you can talk about the increasing their size, increasing their weight, because from one cell there has to be creation of 2 cells should be done. For that, the meristematic cells are playing very much important role. Now, where is the location of this meristematic cell? As photograph indicates, these meristematic cells are generally located at the tip of the plant, especially at the shoot tip or root tip, or you will find these meristematic cells are present in a stem of the plant in the form of cambium also. Not every plant shows cambium presence, but yes, cambium is present inside the inside the stem for increasing the girth of the plant. So whatever I am talking here, we can explain it in a very scientific way, such as if you say the growth, this growth is of 2 types. One is primary growth and another is secondary growth. So what is difference in primary growth and secondary growth? Primary growth includes the increasing in the length of the plant. If you have seen any plant in 3 years before, the height of the plant must have been increased up to 5 to 7 feet must be. So the length of the plant in vertical manner is depicted by primary growth. But plant generally not only increasing their length but also increasing their girth also. So the horizontal growth is depicted by the secondary growth. This secondary growth is performed by the cambium, and primary growth is performed by other meristematic cell. So these meristematic cells are involving or performing the role for growth in a plant, which point I want to clear here. Okay, so I have highlighted the definition point only here. We have to discuss about the phases of different which are takes place inside the growth of the plant. So let's discuss about the phases which takes place during the growth. So okay, I have written point here that plant growth phases. So before talking directly about plant growth phases, you have to remember that this growth is controlled by two factors. Two factors are involved in controlling the growth. One is internal factor, which factors which are present inside the plant directly, and another is external factor. So which are these internal and external factor? You have to just remember this. Internal factors includes various hormones which are playing important role for the growth in plant, and external factor includes the environment which is surrounding to that plant. So the environment has a big role on the growth of the plant. If environment is suitable, then you will find there is a growth is taking place. If environment is not suitable, then obviously that plant is going to die. No growth you can find there. So by keeping this in mind, we will discuss about the growth phases. So if we have one cell here, we can say it as a parent cell. This cell is undergoing the mitosis. You know very well what is mitosis. Mitosis is equational division, in which you will find the two cells are produced which contain equal amount of genetic material. If this cell is diploid, then definitely the new cells will be diploid. So this is mitosis cell division. Okay, this is not our point of discussion. We are discussing here that the parent cell is divided into two cells. These cells are somewhat smaller in size as compared to the parent cell. So this phase, we are talking about the phases of the growth. The first phase is cell formation. First stage is cell formation, where you will find from parent cell two daughter cells are produced. Means two daughter cells are formed, created. So but daughter cell are somewhat smaller as compared to the parent cell with respect to the size and weight. So another phase, it was the first phase, cell formation. Another phase is that the increasing in size and weight of the newly formed cell. Means what? We can write the second phase is cell elongation. The cell elongation includes where the newly formed cells gain the nutrient and increases their weight and their size. So if once cell elongation takes place, then that cell undergoes particular function which is prescribed to that cell. Means what? I have shown you one figure. If the newly formed cell is present in a leaf, then definitely that cell will have to perform the function of photosynthesis, no doubt. But if that cell is present in a root, then what will be the function of that cell? Definitely that cell is going to function for absorption of water. So depending upon the location of cell, please remember this, depending upon the location of cell, the cell is going to perform their function. So when cell is performing their function in cell biology, the terminology is given is that cell very big word, cell differentiation. So what is cell differentiation? If anybody asks you in MCQ exam, generally this question is asked. In cell differentiation, the particular cell after formation, after elongation, perform particular function depending upon the location of that cell. because cell location is not going to change. The cell which is present in leaf is not going to migrate inside the root. It is located at that place. Depending upon the place, that cell is going to perform that function. Okay, so the function is defined in the form of differentiation. So you can say cell differentiation is the process where cell acquires the function, because not only cells are produced, they also perform various functions. So growth phase include these three phases. If I want to draw one graph in which I want to highlight something, so I can draw in this way. The graph includes x-axis and y-axis always. The y-axis shows size. The x-axis shows a time. The cell growth phase can be drawn in this way. This type of curve is known as sigmoid. You must have studied different types of curves. If this type of curve is there, then it is bell shaped. So we are not talking about bell shape, we are talking about sigmoid. So please remember this word. If in MCQ exam they give you an option, from the figure decide which type of growth phase curve is there. So option may be there: sigmoid, bell shaped, linear. So you have to find out the sigmoid word from there. Okay, so this graph shows three phases: A, B, C. I have represented here. Please remember this, it is very important. So this graph and whatever I have written here are something different, but they both are included in a growth phase parameter. These are the stages in a growth phase, and here actually the graph is representing the phases. So what is difference between stages and phases we are going to discuss here. These stages include cell formation, cell elongation and cell differentiation, but phases are written here. These phases include A as a lag phase, B as a log phase, and C is a slow division phase. So what is this lag, log and slow division phase? If you are talking about one cell, I am talking about one cell. From starting I have started with the cell, and I am here also talking about the cell. If you have one cell, that cell after division acquires some weight, then it undergoes the differentiation. So by the graphical presentation you can present here the lag phase. This is time. If you write here 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. With respect to the time, if you have written here a weight, then you will find the weight is increasing with respect to the time, but at initial stage there is a lag phase, means very slow increasing weight up to 2 hours. But after 2 hours you will find the weight of the cell or size of the cell is exponentially increasing. Exponentially means tremendously increasing. Log phase is represented by expo. Exponential growth means very fast growth. In term of logbook, if you talk about the exponential growth, it clearly indicates that on a graph paper, if you have this graph paper, then if you have drawn one line, the every point represent on x-axis represent on y-axis. This is something known as exponential. So you have to remember here just only that the C phase is very slow division phase, means once a particular level or particular size gained by that cell growth is slow down. Okay, so there are three phases and three stages. Here we can talk about the plant growth phases. You have to remember with respect to the competitive exam point of view as well as your regular BSc exam point of view. So don't get too much confused. Just remember the definition and phases which are involved in cell division or cell elongation and cell differentiation. So these are very easy point and interesting point. Now let's discuss about which are the factors are affecting upon the growth of the plant or growth of the cell. So friends, I have written here a last point in this chapter, that is factors which are affecting upon the growth of the plant or growth of the cell of the plant. The factors are two types, internal factor and external factor. I am making differentiation here to make you remember these points. Internal factors are only three types. External factors are generally 6 different types. So which are these external factor? Most importantly, the nutrient availability. First point is, or you can say food availability. If there is nutrient available, then only cell will decide to undergo division or not. If there is no food available, food means what? Food means different types of ions, different types of minerals, carbohydrate. If there is presence of these nutrients or food, then only cell will undergo division and you will find the growth has been taken place. The second point is, most importantly, the water presence, because in previous chapters we have discussed in plasmolysis, osmosis, diffusion, the water plays very much critical role in a plant life, not only plant life but many other animals life also, because water decide the turgidity of the cell, which is very important, and water plays the medium where all reaction taken place. So water. Third point is light. So how light plays important role in growth of the plant? You know very well that plants are autotrophic organisms. They perform photosynthesis. They acquire light and create the chemical inside them, which we know as carbohydrate. So these carbohydrates are used by the plant and stored in the plant in the form of starch. So if light available there, then only plant can perform photosynthesis and plant can show growth. If you place the plant in shade condition, then you will find the growth of the plant is limited or very slow. But the same species, if you keep in the sunlight, then you will find the plant will grow in very fast way. You have to water the plant regularly. You have to remember this. So fourth point is, after water, light and nutrient, the most important factor is here that soil. How soil plays important role then? Because soil is known as adaphic factor. Please remember this. In competitive exam, this word is given there. They do not mention the soil, they mention the adaphic. So what is adaphic? Adaphic means the soil. Soil contain water. Soil contain various ion. Soil contain various different things which are required by the plant. So if soil is good in water holding, if soil holds water in large amount, then also it creates problem to the plant. If soil do not hold water, then also it creates problem to the plant. But the good soil is the soil which holds the water but provides to the plant is the soil which is suitable for the growth of the plant. So we have said 4 different points. In total there are 6 points. The 5th point is oxygen presence. So definitely plants are their own produces oxygen. So they will get oxygen in plenty amount. But the cells of animal, cells of fungi, if there is no oxygen, then the growth of the cell is limited or stunted, or you will find the cell is going to die if there is no oxygen in case of animal cell. So the oxygen plays very important role in growth of the plant cell. So 6th point is temperature. So the temperature, how temperature affecting upon the growth of the plant? Obviously, if temperature is very high, then water loss of the plant is very high and the plant will engage in maintaining their temperature. No growth you will find. Plant is going to suffer from adverse environmental condition. If temperature is very low, then the water inside the plant or absorption of water will be very difficult. So temperature is affecting overall on the plant morphology, physiology. So cell division and cell growth will be limited if temperature is not suitable. If temperature is suitable, then definitely you will find the good growth of the plant has been taken place. Another point is that the temperature dependent plants are, you will find in Kashmir, in Kanyakumari, are different types of species are growing there because they are temperature dependent. So friends, we have seen 6 different external factors. These external factors are involved in environment related factors. These environment related factors are included in external category, but in internal category you can say there are biological factors. So which are the biological factors? First of all, the bacteria community around plant. So in plant physiology, you must have studied that the nitrogen fixing bacteria, if present in soil, they definitely shows positive effect on the plant. There are certain fungi which provides phosphate to the plant. So these microbial community are helping to the plant. For that we have written here biological agents which are responsible for the growth of the plant. Many times it has been seen that absence of biological agent indicates or shows the adverse effect on the plant. The another point is very important, I would say, that the allelopathy. So what is this allelopathy? Allelopathy means one plant dominates other plants. They secrete some chemicals on other plants so that other plants get dies. So this is something very cruel nature of the plant, which is known as allelopathy, means one plant is killing other plants, because if all plants are growing nearby to each other, resources in the soil will be very limited for all plants. So one plant dominates other plants, removes other plants. So allelopathy has effect on the growth of the other plants. For that this point is included. One point was the bacterial or microbial community which is present in the soil. Another point is the allelopathy, means one plant is dominating the other plants. And third point is weeds. So everyone knows about the weed. Weed means what? The plant which you do not want to grow in your backyard or in your farm. There are tremendous examples of weed plant, means such plant you have not planted, but their own they are growing there. Means these plants create problem to the other plant. Problem in the sense what? They are reducing the growth of other plants. So the weed, allelopathy and bacterial community can be considered as a biological factor which are responsible for the plant growth, and the external factor which include environmental factor where nutrition or food availability, water, light, soil, oxygen and temperature factors are responsible for the growth of the plant. So with this we have successfully completed this chapter. Please like this video and subscribe the channel, so you will get the automatic notification about the new lectures. So we will stop here. In next lecture we will discuss about the new topic. Bye.